Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Saturday, October 25th, 2014 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi. And our astrological mantra for today is when I embrace my dark, I bring light to the world. And so we are in Scorpio. Today we are at 2 degrees Scorpio and we have some cool things going on today. We start off with the Sun conjunct Venus, both in Scorpio. And this is happening while most of us in the States will be sleeping. It's happening at 12:31 p.m. Pacific. But this energy will, carry through the day. And so I encourage you with this little connection. It could bring love. It can bring amorousness. Scorpio is the sign that rules our sexuality. So it could bring that kind of aspects. But I think even more importantly, this is this opportunity to really embrace the darkest, deepest parts of ourselves that will be coming up over these next, couple weeks of Scorpio time. So if you feel it, you see it in another, or you feel it come up within yourself, bring love to it. And I think helping us bring the love to it, I love this today. We actually have the moon in Scorpio squaring Jupiter in Leo. But we know Leo is the sign of love. And Jupiter just expands all things. So if we can take that love and bring it to those emotions, whatever you consider dark within yourself, chances are it's not actually as dark as you would think it is. But let Jupiter shine big love onto it. I always like to say is, your darkness is your light with a little smudge on it. And everything needs love to shift. We also have the moon conjunct Saturn today. And we know Saturn brings rules and laws and lessons. But Saturn is taking us into the lessons of our root. What is your root trying to tell you about your survival? And is there steps that you can take to help your survival? And I think one of the biggest things we can do to help our survival, driving this point in, is get in touch with our darkness. A lot of times the darkness, the skeletons, the things that we push deep inside, that's what comes out and unravels us. When there are things that are undoing, it's usually from that place and those feelings being stuffed. So be willing, again, to take time to get in there and to unravel that darkness instead of letting it unravel your life. We have Mercury direct today. Woohoo! This is happening at 12:17 p.m. Pacific time. So, it doesn't mean that technology is going to be perfect. It doesn't mean that communication is going to be perfect. We're still going to be in the shadow period, but at least we're moving through it. And I think this is a nice part of, this start over with, all this transformational energy and the eclipse that we just happened. Now we have Mercury that's now ready to move forward. We've processed that stuff, we've gone within, and now we're moving forward. Tomorrow, Mars is moving into Capricorn. So that means Mars is going to be at the last degree today, 29 degrees Sagittarius. So take a look at your beliefs. I think especially look at your beliefs around your darkness, your philosophy around your darkness. Where did you come to believe that your darkness was bad or dark? Because a lot of times these things that we consider darkness really aren't. They're really not that bad. And so, get in there, look at those beliefs. Also, look, Mars is in a fire sign, Sagittarius. I know this so well. You may find yourself impulsive. So if you feel called to dive in, make sure that your heart is all in before you just, go bounding off, diving in. And last thing with this Mars and Sagittarius at 29 degrees, if you find yourself on a soapbox spouting off about truth, remember that truth is subjective and it's personal, and everybody needs space to be allowed to live how they're going to live. So don't, go around being like, this is my truth and you must accept it. Last little thing, which I think actually relates really well to that. The Sun and Venus will also be conjunct Pallas today. And I talked about Pallas a few days ago in the scopes. Pallas is Pallas Athena. It is an asteroid. And Pallas, for a lot of people, very intellectual asteroid, feminine intellect, but it can bring up issues regarding the patriarchy. It can really fire women up. Pallas can really fire women up. Just like issues with rules and the patriarchy and how you've always done things this way. So again, remember, especially with Mars at this last degree, believe what you want to believe. But remember that if you are pushing your beliefs on somebody else, even when it comes to the patriarchy or whatever, then you're doing the same thing. And we want to shift the world by bringing in a new vibration. So see how you can, love those parts of you that want this to change so much, and also be like, okay, this change is going to happen in another way, and allow yourself to find that flow of another way. I'm not going to tell you what I think that way is. I'm going to let you decide that for yourself. So that is the energy for today. I hope you have a beautiful Saturday, and I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.